That's right. It's Tactical Tuesday. And I can see, yes, absolutely you can. Warwick, I was literally just about to say, I wonder if everybody knows that when that music's going off, I'm actually dancing behind the slide. I've got to get that slide a little bit higher so that no one can see me dancing. Sorry, it always sounds like Deborah Harry. Cool. Very cool. And great to have you all with me today for another Tactical Tuesday. Now, today we're going to be talking about all things advertising. And by that, I mean just some of the little technical things that we all like to know about. Recently, I put a question out to a whole bunch of people that I'm connected with to ask them a question. If you had a short course, just a little short course that actually gave you one specific outcome, what would that outcome be? And there's quite a few things there that I'm actually looking at. One of them may be around the sales conversion space. Another one about how to find your ideal market, not just the fact that you've got a market, is where are they? Where are the people? But one of the other questions that people were asking was, tell me more about the Facebook advertising and / what is the Facebook pixel? And so I thought I'd just do a little quick one today on the Facebook pixel and what that's all about. So thanks for joining me. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat below. And if it's a replay, write replay or the hashtag replay, do whatever you're supposed to do. You guys probably know more than me. And then I can see that you actually watched the replay and I can come back and comment, add to the answers there. So what is the Facebook pixel? Well, it's just a thing that's relating to Facebook. And there are pixels for all sorts of different advertising platforms. And to understand what a pixel is, it's just a tiny little bit of code that you either put on your landing page or on a website that allows whatever the advertising system is to say, someone arrived there, and when they got there, what did they do? All right, so there's all sorts of reasons why they want to know that, but the major reason is they want to know if the person converted. So to give you an example, I'm actually going to get my fat texters out, and I'm going to write on this board. So that wasn't me, that was the board. All right, so let's imagine that we've got an ad and it's got a pixel, and the pixel will just represent as this little star. Okay, so that's just a little bit of code. It's a little bit of JavaScript. And Facebook have these. I won't write them all up. Facebook have these. Google has this. LinkedIn has this. A bunch of other places convert to what? Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a moment. Let's get ahead of yourself. But all these different advertising platforms have this stuff, right? So you've got an ad. Your ad sends somebody to somewhere, all right? I'm getting feedback in my audio, all right? I'll turn that down because I reckon that's why that's happening. Let me know if that's any better. Maury, you send people through to a place, and that place is usually a landing page where, you might want to sell them something, you might want to get an email address from them, whatever that might be, that's where they are. And so you'll put the pixel on that page so that people know that they've actually landed on that page. All right, so that's the first step. Then after that, what happens? Well, usually they'll go to a thank you page after they've landed on this first page, decided they liked it, and decided to go on to the next bit. And I'll come back to your question in a minute. You also need to put the pixel here so that you're measuring what happened, that they landed on a page. All right, so I'll get to that in just a moment, but I'll look at some of these. Okay, now, thanks, Murray. Appreciate that. Is this why if you click on something like a tractor, then you get a ton of ads for tractors and implement? Yes, that is, but I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. So the major reason you want the pixel on there is so that when people click on it, the system says, all right, someone landed on the page. All right, so they'll count that. And we might say, all right, 200 people landed on this page. Now, of those 200 people, 50 of them said, yes, they're interested in that thing, which actually then gives you your conversion rate. So that's 25% conversion rate. And you want to know that because if you want to improve your conversion rate, you'll have to change something on this page to make that happen. All right, so that's the pixel, and that's why it's kind of useful to start with. So it measures conversion rate. But what else does it do? Well, if a person lands here and they don't convert, you can actually say if someone lands on page 1, I'll put a little 1 there, but they never make it to page 2, I'm then going to send them a bunch of different ads for the rest of their life that are going to send them back to this page. And hopefully at some point they will then convert again. So that there is called remarketing or retargeting, depending on what system you're using. But that's because of this Facebook Pixel. It's now got your IP address and it will follow you with all sorts of different ads. Now, the best way to do this, the most effective and probably less annoying way to do this, is consider what the journey that the person has taken. All right. So they've landed on this page. They've gone, okay, the ad was interesting enough, but I didn't find this page compelling enough to actually purchase or to give you something of value, whether that be time or an email address or whatever it might be. So then you've got to think about, after that conversation, if you want to spam them with ads, and I'm not saying it's spam, but if you want to follow them with ads, right? It's spam if you're just going to annoy them. It's not spam if it's helpful and useful. So come back to the reason why they clicked on the ad in the first place and consider what was it that actually made them go to here but didn't convert. That's the evidence that you really start needing to talk about in these new ads, where you say, I saw you landed on the page, but you didn't come back. If you're still interested, click here. You can even give them an option of opting out of this. So Facebook in particular has a way you can opt out of that. And a lot of the time, some smart marketers will actually say, would you prefer to opt out? Click here. And they'll help you opt out of those sort of things. So we call that our invisible list, so that the 150 people that didn't actually go on here, they become part of our invisible list. We'll then continue to remarket and retarget to those people until they actually then take the step and make that conversion. So there are all sorts of reasons to use the Facebook Pixel. Well, these are the two big ones. One is for conversion, and you can actually work out conversion rates. And the second one is to actually create your invisible list and then to retarget and remarket to people. So absolutely, Warwick, that is the reason why you get tractor ads. And that's the reason why I get all sorts of geeky ads for all sorts of weird and wonderful things. And now lately I've been getting more blacksmithing stuff than anything, and in fact, camping gear. So that's the Facebook Pixel. If you've got any more questions, put them in the comments below. I'm more than happy to come back. I think we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook in one of the groups, and we're also in LinkedIn. So if you've got any questions, put them in there. I will go to all those social channels and I will answer your questions on the Facebook Pixel, the slashes too. Warwick's not just getting tractors, he's getting slashes as well. Well, that's what happens when you've got a farm, buddy. That's what happens when you've got a farm. Well, this has been Tactical Tuesday. Until next time, stay passionate, and I will catch you on the next one.